One of the biggest things that is happening in the Iran-Israel-US conflict is the fact that Iran thinks that it has blockaded the Hormuz Strait. Well, blockaded may be too strong a word, but they are limiting traffic through that. And to add to that, we saw that the insurance companies out of London, they all said that, well, either we're going to make the premiums go sky high, or we are not going to underwrite at all the ships that were carrying stuff through the Straits of Hormuz. Now, immediately, United States announced that we are going to put together a program to reinsure whatever you have to do. Plus, we are going to give you a pilot ship to navigate your way through the Straits of Hormuz. Now, this is taking shape. We have the first plan announced by the White House, and I want to share that with you. Riveting, because it's addressing a problem that is almost immediate, and also it answers the question whether this is going straight up against the well-settled insurance industry out of London. So here is a small infographic, and I request all of you to please like this video, and if you have not subscribed to our channel, to subscribe to our channel. Here we go. So the United States has now started putting together a plan. It's going to put $20 billion maritime reinsurance plan. It's also called Hormuz shipping backstop. What are the program details? $20 billion facility. The US will insure maritime losses up to approximately $20 billion on a rolling basis, focusing on hull, machinery, and cargo. What kind of cargoes are being prioritized? The explicit goal is to secure the free flow of critical global energy and agricultural supplies, such as oil, gasoline, liquefied natural gas, jet fuel, and fertilizer. These are the things that they are going to look at primarily. Now, who are the people who are providing the funding? The United States DFC. It provides a political risk insurance and financial guarantees. And Treasury Department is coordinating the financial rollout and operationalizing the backstop. And CENTCOM, the US Central Command, is closely cooperating to ensure physical maritime security. Remember, I told you that United States has offered to pilot those ships that are going to be making use of this. Now, why is the US doing this? Let's ask ourselves this question. Commercial traffic through the Strait of Hormuz effectively collapsed after the private insurers rapidly withdrew coverage or hiked war risk premiums due to regional conflict. I told you about it. Lloyd's of London. The United States is stepping in to prevent a massive global energy shock. And I'll tell you already, there are some shocks of this nature. What's happening? I'll tell you about that. Now, is this challenging the London insurers? That's a good question. It's less of a challenge and more of a government backstop. Sometimes the government has to step in. It's like the lender of last resort to fill in a vacuum. The established London insurance market, like the Lloyd's, pulled back because the war risks became too severe for the private sector to underwrite alone. In fact, Lloyd's of London is reportedly in constructive talks with the DFC to collaborate on this safety net. Well, now that somebody has stepped up, maybe they want to do something together. So now, is this taxpayer funded? That's a good question again. Yes, it is. While the DFC will charge reasonable prices for the insurance premiums, any massive losses resulting from ships being destroyed would ultimately be borne by the United States Treasury and taxpayers. I must also mention here at this point that Washington Post and many others are now reporting that Russia is actively feeding information about the US positions to Iran. So this is now being confirmed by more than one source. That means that essentially Russia, while not participating, is essentially aiding Iran with information that might make the casualties go up a little bit more should Iran take advantage of that. I think they already are, but this is the first time that we are getting confirmation that Russia is indeed in this conflict in an indirect way. Remember, there was a question asked at Putin as to whether he is going to help Iran against Israel, and he said that, well, 1/3 or 1/6 of Israel is Russian Jews, and why would I go against my own people? Well, this is proof that he is. Anyway, these are all politics. Sometimes you have to deal with it as it comes. I just wanted to put that out there, saying that this is not something that's going to be so easy to solve. At the same time, the United States is moving quickly to give assurances to people that things will be back online soon. But at the same time, a Singapore refining company, Aster, has also declared force majeure. Remember one other country that declared force majeure? Qatar, meaning like we are unable to honor our contracts because of circumstances beyond our control. So this is now having a domino effect. If a refinery in Singapore cannot refine crude because they are not getting enough physical supplies, that is a cause for concern. So this plan, which is just announced like hours ago, will start being put into play very soon. And let's hope and pray that this takes whole thing back one step towards normalcy. In the meantime, we're also having news that Putin talked to Pezeshkian, and also that Prince Reza Pahlavi has taken claim to go back to Iran to be the person who can navigate through the interim period for Iran, and then he wants to step back again. So these are all things that are happening inside Iran. So we will see how things play out. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.